Welcome back to the channel. I'm Lady Nika, and with last night's episode of Love and Hip Hop Miami, Season 1, Episode 3, entitled Hey Stranger. Before I begin the review, I know many of you like to see me on camera. However, due to the fact that my internet is not stable, it's going in and out, and I can't get nothing to upload. It stayed. I did a video, but it actually took forever for it to even get to 20%, so this seems to be able to work a little bit better for me. Tomorrow I will come back and I will give you the Queens Court review as well as tonight's have and have nots. Okay, so we're gonna do Love and Hip Hop by Spreaker, and then tomorrow on camera I'll give you Queens Court and the have and have nots. Now, let's get into this episode of Love and Hip Hop Miami. We meet up with Bobby again, a little bit more calmer Bobby, somebody I could deal with. He ain't on 10 on this episode. He says since he can't get his own family to support him, namely his cousin Trina, he's getting into it on his own. He gonna do the work that he needs to do. And he does have somebody in his corner who always supports him and fulfills him, and that's his boyfriend Jeffrey. We meet Jeffrey, and his story is the last dude he was with wasn't ready to be out in the open, but with Bobby, it's the total opposite. He loves the time Bobby gives him, although as of late, Bobby been spending so much time and with his music, he ain't really been giving him the time, so he voiced that, to which Bobby understood what he was coming from and said he's just trying to make a go of his music, but he loves him and he thinks about him a lot all the time. In fact, he thinks about him so much he wrote a song for him, child, and he sung the song to him or rapped it or whatever you call that. Then we head on over there to DJ Michelle Pooch. She says she keep her eye on the prize and ain't worried about little Prince of South Beach, child. She ain't worried about him. She stay in the limelight, so she headed on over to an event being promoted by her girl, Simply Jess. And with her, she takes this guy by the name of Malik. He is some kind of brand ambassador or something, y'all. Now, it seems like Malik and Michelle is an item, and it's clear he want people to think that way. But the thing about it is he's a closet gay man, and he only using Michelle as a beard. He tells us in his business, coming out might not be feasible for his brand. However, he can't stop thinking about his ex-boyfriend, who in his words, he still loves. He hit that ex up and asked to meet up at some straight bar, and when he arrived, we find out the ex-boyfriend is in fact Jeffrey, Bobby's man. They compliment each other, glad to see one another. Jeffrey said he always loved Malik, and Malik said he always loved Jeffrey, and he said he was better with he better with time than Bobby better with time than Malik is. But Malik always wanted to, keep their relationship hidden, and that was a problem for him. Child, they over there googly-eyeing at each other so much so, oh, damn, Malik get in his feelings and have to go walk off a minute to compose himself. I think he went into the restroom area only to have Jeffrey come check on him, and they will end up saying that they still love each other and miss each other, and child, they end up locking lips. I said, right there in the straight club with no fucks to give. I said, well, everything out in the open, because are we recycling Sir Brock and Milan from Love and Hip Hop Hollywood storyline? Because this show comes on and airs to millions. I don't know how Malik planned on keeping his secret in the closet too much longer, honey. We seeing it play out right now. Now, Lil Prince, the promoter extraordinaire of South Beach, or at least that's what he feels. Baby, he said he always on top. And when when his homeboy needed help promoting a party for an NFL player, I believe, he at the hottest spot getting it on. In his mind, he bigger than Michelle Pooch, see. He has to keep his A-list clients happy, he say, and that means sometimes getting a little gritty, getting a little dirty, if you will. He said even though he's been in a 3-year relationship with his girlfriend, Liz. Now, they at the party, and Liz just calling him. She done called him 33 times and text messaged him 11 times because his ass done cheated before, and she having trust issues because he's beginning to not come home again. But he ain't paying her shit no attention. Say she know he at work, and he gotta secure this bag. So later on in the episode, Miss Liz comes to visit him down to the club as he getting his coins right, and she's complaining about him not coming home and not being upfront and honest with him, and he telling her she gotta understand. Baby, she let his ass have it. She say, not on, he ain't too on because he stayed with her in her place. It's her tissue he used to wipe his ass, her food that he eat. So my question was, bruh, how on are you? I mean, what are you giving her besides hard dick and a hard time, bruh, for real? He gonna tell her she should be glad that he with her because he could be with thoroughbreds like she ain't shit. Like she a donkey or something. I said, child, whatever. He basically didn't really give her no kind of respect in that scene to me and told her she can leave. And she did, but she didn't leave the right way in my opinion, because I'd have cussed his ass out. He annoying and he looked like he lying, because if he's so on, why is he living with this woman in the first place? She ain't sugar momming you, is it? Pleasure P meet up with Spectacular and Baby Blue. And Slickum was supposed to be there, but see, he still hung over from the night before. They want to know from Pleasure, what's up with Shay? Pleasure say he felt like Baby Blue and Shay was wrong in how they came at each other. And Baby Blue thing is, do you love her? He said he did. He said, well, I tell you what, man, it ain't my character really to be disrespectful like that. You know, she just had kind of rubbed me the wrong way, but you go ahead on and hook us up a meeting and I'll apologize to her. And Pleasure say he'll do that, but he also tells them about his old girlfriend, the one that got away, Gabby, coming back into his life, and now she wants to rekindle their relationship. Spectacular asks, what will it leave Shay? He said he hasn't made a decision on who he want to be with as of right now, so he hasn't told Shay about Gabby. Baby said, what I was thinking. She done seen you down to the blog. She see Pretty Ricky getting back together, and she want to get in where she fit in. He don't want to believe that. He's still saying that she might want to just rekindle things. But Blue thing is, look here, baby. You might want to go on with Shay because she seemed to be ride or die. Stick with that. He conflicted because he's still thinking about what could have been, what should have been. Later on, Pleasure meets up with Shay and tell her that he spoke to Baby Blue about how he spoke to her when they got into it, and that Blue wants to apologize, and she's shocked, but she game with it. Then she began to do the thing I hate with Shay do this every time she on the show with a man, and she liking what he giving her at that moment. She gets to talk about they the best thing that ever happened to him and the love of her life and yada, yada, yada. That nigga said, don't put me on no pedestal, I mess up too. Now, that didn't resonate in her mind that maybe I need to bag back on my feelings because he trying to tell me something. No. She asked him, did he do something? He said no, and she accepted that, told him that it's makeup time. I said, she just stupid. Every show she be on, she made a fool out of, and she's willing to do this. Anyway, they have this appearance later on in the show at this ice cream place who is honoring Pretty Ricky with a flavor in their name, and Pleasure invited Shay. When she get there, her and Baby Blue had a talk. He told her, you know, only reason why I went off on you is because I felt like you was bringing negative energy to a situation we worked very hard to get back on. I apologize. He asked her, was she in love with Pleasure? She said, yes. Are you going to be down? She said, like 4 flat tires. So he said, let's start over again because you're going to be around and it's like we going to have to be family. So they make up, and he just joked with her and told her, baby, don't call me fat, call me sexy. She laughed about it and said she didn't call him fat, so it's all good with them now. So they going over to the rest of the group. Baby Blue, I'm liking you in this show, baby. You got that certain it factor, and you're funny as fuck. I guess because you look funny too. You kind of make you could be fan favorite real easy, child. Keep doing what you're doing, baby. Don't give it up. Now we meet Jojo. She a stylist to the stars, whose dad Antonio looked to be a part of the mafia or the cartel, child. We don't know how he make his money, but we know one thing: he got plenty of it, and he's back in Jojo. Told her 6 months ago, since you don't want to go to school like I asked your ass to, this is what you're gonna have to do. You're going to have to go on and get this together in 6 months and make it happen. And if it don't, I'm going to stop backing you. So now it's time for the big grand opening for her store, her boutique, and she want her parents there. Well, the parents don't seem to be getting along right now. Mama don't want to go back to Mexico. Daddy said, fuck her. And that's basically what he said to his daughter, fuck her. And later on, we see he mean that because when she go home, her mama sitting at the kitchen table drinking a glass of wine and sorting through these papers that are divorce papers. Jojo upset, say she knew they wasn't getting along, but this kind of extreme. Mama upset too because she said she ain't never worked a day in her life. She been married to Antonio for 30 years. All she did was take care of Jojo and her family. And he wants to leave her with no financial support. Jojo said, well, Mom, you know he will do that because when I refused to go to medical school, he shut me off like that too. So don't worry about it. We're going to try to, I'm going to help you out. We're going to work this thing out, the two of us. Mama said bullshit and pussy because guess what? I'm going to get me a lawyer and I'm going to fight this. And she told Daddy that at the grand opening too. And they wind up getting into an argument, embarrassing Jojo at her grand opening. Daddy said he'll spend $1 million to make sure she never see a dime of his money. I said, ooh, that's another level of hate there. Jojo saw her crying, so Daddy tried to calm it down and walk her outside, and he apologizing. Now let's go back just a moment, shall we? Because Steph met up with Amara to tell her that she and Veronica went to an event that Young Hollywood was at, and she confronted him about what he had said and asked if he wished to apologize to Amara. He said that he would, but only if Veronica go out on a date with him. Now, Steph acted like she was disgusted about it. So let's go back up a little bit more to JoJo's grand opening of her boutique. Steph, Veronica, Amara are there. Veronica done tricked Young Hollywood into coming to apologize to Amara, and he realized what tea was when he got there because he seen her. Now, he tried to apologize. Was it sincere? No. Could she have read him after she listened to him? Yes. But she chose not to do that. She just kept interrupting him, and eventually he called her ignorant, and that made her even madder. And she said he is perpetuating the racism that exists in the Latin community, and she doesn't accept the apology and tell him to be gone. So he leaves. Afterwards, she telling Veronica, girl, don't you fuck with him. And Steph was like, well, hold on now, Amara. You can't hold her box hostage. And she can do what she pleases. Amara said, well, she can get with someone much better. I said, Now, did y'all catch when old girl started saying shit like, if a nigga want to get with me, he gonna have to have this accolade and that accolade? See, I ain't with that. Because you already, I know you're not a white woman, but you still not black. You may try to appropriate the culture, but you ain't got a right to say that word, honey. Until you know the struggle, you can't say that. Anyway, Amara didn't seem to be bothered by that because she left saying she had somebody waiting on her. Also, back at the ice cream place, Shay done came back in there from wherever the hell she was. She looking for P. That damn Gabby done showed up because she saw down to his Instagram that he was having this event or being honored at this event. She shows up. So he takes her outside to try to kind of get rid of her before Shay realized she there. While he out there talking to her instead of getting her out of the way, he out there letting her feed him ice cream. Shay came right on out there and threw that ice cream upside that motherfucking good head. I screamed, Shay, don't get yourself embarrassed on this show this season. We done seen enough of you on these shows where you get embarrassed time and time again. But that was pretty much what happened on Love and Hip Hop Miami last night. If I left anything out you feel pertinent, please put it down in the panty section and we can discuss it further down there. Tomorrow, again, I will be back with the Queens Court review as well as the have and have-nots. Remember, the depth of your struggle will determine the height of your success. Again, in the meantime, in between time, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share this video wherever you share videos. And I will see you guys back tomorrow. Peace.